By hitting the preset button, it brings you to the area where you can choose through your different playlists. Templates is one of them, and again, that's kind of where you can go in and choose a preset template and then work from there. Again, that's where I would build from. I'm going to go to if you hit the home button, it takes you to the layout, and you can see the two tones is a couple of dual monopaths, and they run down into a couple different cabs, then join together through the stereo effects at the end. In this case, some delay and reverb. And if anybody is curious, I used simple reverb hall with a very short decay time, and if I turn the if I bypass the delay, then you can hear that short reverb time. The delay is just the simple delay. I'm running it at about half a millisecond, or half a second, sorry. It's responsive to the pick attack, which, you know, that's difficult for a tube amp to do really well, let alone when you're playing with digital simulations. But that's one of the things that I think this amp does really, really well. So if you're playing something nice and soft, or if you get on it a little bit, then it's got some of that good, you know. So two high gain modern preamp sounds with the gain rolled way back so that you get all of the tastiness of the way those models are built as far as smooth. I think that's important because I do so much work myself personally, especially for this latest creation, on the neck pickup. And in this particular guitar, it's one of the SCN pickups from the Fender group of noiseless pickups, and it's a thing of beauty in my estimation. Okay, so this particular setup, this is another one of those two tones built off of that same template. This one has an Angel Meteor, and again the probably angled Powerball-ish tone. And then for the second amp, I'm using an Essex A15. And then moving down to, and I don't know if you can see this or not, but the drive fairly high at about 3, bass neutral, 5, well not neutral, at 5, treble fairly high, and on the Angel presence and treble somewhere in the middle, mid, bass way down, drive way down, channel volume turned back up to compensate for the fact that so much of the volume and presence was lost in pulling the drive way back on the Angel. And then, of course, just running down to the cabinet area here. I have the 412 Who-Watt 100 and a 212 Bluebell. I'm using a 57 on both. Looking for, you know, I know the Who, that 4x12, the Who-Watt 100. I already know that one's reacts well using the neck pickup, so it doesn't get too muddy and crusty down on the bottom end. So you can't, and just in making that switch to this 410 Tweed, in here anyway, and it might not be representative on the camera as much, I start to get that mud in the low end. So back to that 212 Bluebell, that's how I made that decision to have that particular cabinet combination with those preamp combinations. It's not only that, but you have to recognize that the cabinets are going to react differently based off of the amp that you have them with. And so I have the 412 paired up with the Angel amp, and I have the Bluebell paired up with the Essex amp, and it's the combination of those two things. You know, I could swap the locale here, and obviously it would sound totally different. And again, that's why I kind of love the fact that so much of what's in here is so usable. I use the HD 500X for a lot of stuff too, different projects and things that I'm working on, and I have to tweak a lot harder to get that product to my final point. And the sweet spots for me are so small with that product, but it's cool because I can get them, and you know, it's rare, like I said, in those type of units to find some very valuable, usable, recordable parts, at least for me personally. So it's exciting to have a product like the Helix that I can use so many different pieces within their arsenal of choices and come up with some good usable tones. And the sweet spots are much wider, so I don't have to tweak forever to find that spot that just, you know, sounds good to me, so I can get some good usable patches. Working on a old Western themed solo album or instrumental album right now, so of course I had to go find the perfect place to put the Helix during this review period. And there you go. The rest of the setup's pretty straightforward, but thought I would show at least mix position because it's off of those two Precision 8s that I pull the majority of my references, and then I'll use a standard pair of Mackeys as a AB, and have an array, a couple of different subwoofers that I use to switch back and forth and mix position. But that's essentially the setup there that I'm using for this particular video.